Hello, everyone. I wanted to talk about a few different topics today. But first, we'll start off with the download. I have two different types of downloads that I have categorized, I guess. There's two different types of downloads that I've noticed. So, typically when people talk about the download, they're talking about how everyone just sort of like something changes. There's a new change, and everyone sort of just goes along with it. Like they just took the download. They don't even question it. They act like the way they act. It's like it's always been that way. We saw that with the whole 2020 lockdowns and the masks and the V and all that shit. And we see it all the time. I mean, we've seen it many times before all of that stuff happened. And they're still saying it plenty of times now. But for a long time, for years, we didn't even know that's what was going on. Like, we didn't know that was the download. And now that we know that, it's easier to understand and to explain and to realize it's like, oh, people don't have a sense of faculty. It's not like you can reason with them or rationalize with them. It doesn't work like that. It's like they literally just took the download. I believe it's like they're an NPC, and so they took the server update or whatever it is, the update to the Matrix, and they took it because they're running on NPC mode most of the time. So, and this also, I think it goes along with the Mandela effect too. Because it's like if there's a Mandela effect and you don't notice it, you took the download. Or, so who knows how many downloads we've taken, but, for those things that we do notice, anyone out there who has Mandela effect experiences, there's things they know just they were a certain way before and how the reality was before, and now it's just not like that now, and it never was like that, so it's been like, it changed so that it's always been that way. You're in a new reality now where it's always been that way. Nothing changed. It's just always been that way. So the download is like that too. It's like the Mandela effect. But then we have like, we talk about another type of download. When we talk about like when we get inspiration, like when we get realizations and revelations and things like that, and we have these big aha moments where we connect all these things in our mind, and it's like, oh my goodness, whoa, we're huge awakening moments. Like, that seems like we're getting downloads too, like we're getting information from our higher self or higher awareness or God or whatever. So that's a different type of download. That's like a conscious download where it's like the user is actually choosing to download it instead of like an auto update type of a download. So, and I think the more often you're running in conscious mode and like conscious awareness, and you're not just cruising in NPC mode, the less often you're going to take these auto update downloads. So they're like auto updates, yeah. It's like how your apps on your phone, and the shit will just automatically update themselves if you've got it set for them, allow them to do that. Like by default they'll do that unless you go in and make it stop doing it. I don't even know if you can disable it on all of them. But anyway, so that's the download. I think that's everything I needed to cover on that. So the current events, I kind of just wanted to, I don't know, I just felt like talking about a little bit about it because I just saw a couple things that caught my attention, and it's just kind of funny. For one thing, I just laugh when I see this shit now. It really is like a big show. It's like none of it seems real at all to me anymore. But, so anyway, that thing about Alex Jones, it was funny that, it's just crazy, like, how much fucking money does this guy have? How is he getting sued for that much? But, it's funny though, because, like any of that shit, He's talking about how the Captain Hook event was fake, but it's like, dude, this whole him getting sued and all this, that's all part of the show too. That's all just a fucking stage event. I mean, I'm sure it's just as real as Bill Hicks dying. You know? I mean, jeez. So, yeah, it's like, I have to remind myself sometimes about this actor-based reality shit. It blows my fucking mind, but it's like, damn, dude. I mean, that's the thing. I'm not saying that I'm not even saying that. It's so crazy because I'm not, okay, first of all, the Captain Hook event, we'll go back to that for a minute. And I was talking about the Mandela effects, so I'm not even, like, certain anymore. Is it even possible that two simultaneous realities could exist for one of the event's real in one reality, and then it is a fucking staged event in this someone else's reality bubble? Of course, this is all for fictitious entertainment purposes only. This is not to take seriously. But anyway, no, but for real, it's just interesting. I wonder is the Mandela effect shit. So is it kind of all the same shit where it's like maybe it's real in this reality and not, I don't know, but I mean, once you look into it though, you know, like you freaking like, there's no fucking denying, like if you've seen all this stuff, and not just that one, but so many of them, and I'm not saying all of them. I don't know, but you just see the pattern after a while at some point, and then so anyways, that whole event is like, geesh. So I guess that's like his you know, what do you call that? Like, you know, they always got to bring them up and then bring them down. But, you know, it's all part of some fucking plan coordinated type of thing. But I think it's funny. But then, you know, also that the newer current events that I guess so did a bunch of Twitter employees quit or something, so or went on strike or quit or whatever, I don't know, but I thought that was funny because people are like freaking out about it, and I'm just like, every time there's always some story in the news, and it's just to get people stressed and to get people worked up. Like, hardly ever any time when they fucking make a big deal about something in the news does it ever actually matter. Never fucking matters. Like, oh, Target was hacked and people's information their credit card information got stolen, or the PlayStation Network, or every few years another one happens, and it's like, oh my goodness, they have our information. Your information is all fucking already out there. Like, are you serious? How the fuck do you give a shit? How could you even worry or be stressed? This is silly. Y'all are fucking dumb. So anyway, it's just funny, but I was listening to Quantum of Conscious, and he was talking about the Target thing. I was listening to his book he put out, and it's funny because it was before all the shutdown stuff, and the feeling I got when I was listening to him was like, wow, I feel like people were a little more like, before all the wacky lockdowns and everything, just like even us, we were a little more like grounded, or we were thinking a little more with a little more clarity, possibly, because stuff just got so wacky. It all threw everybody off. But anyways, and I'll get back to QOC in a minute, because in the actor-based reality, I need to talk about that as well. But I did want to mention, before I forget, too, going back to what the Twitter thing also made me think of, possibly, I wouldn't be surprised if people really quit and all this shit, any of it is real anyway. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they're all able to be replaced by AI at this point. And so that wouldn't be surprising to me if that happened. And then also, going along with that idea, coming up soon, 2023, I believe March of 2023, do not quote me, but I think March. But anyways, I know soon in 2023, Pluto is going to go into Aquarius. Pluto brings transformation. So, you know, it's been Capricorn since 2008 now, which is interesting. That's the year I had my awakening. But 2008, it's been in Capricorn, transforming. So it has kind of transformed careers in the work I mean, everything on service in general is all like through these apps now. Everything can be delivered and everything's on apps. It's crazy. Everything has an app. All the smartphone technology, it's changed everything. And the way business is done. And now with the working from home and people working from home with their computers, having Zoom meetings, video calls, and all that, it's crazy. Like, you don't even have to leave your house for a fucking job interview anymore, or even to do your job. And so many of these fucking jobs. And then you got all sorts of technology replacing everything in factories. I actually do know of a factory that is going to replace all of their packers and everything, all the people boxing, packing, and doing all the handwork. All of them are going to be replaced by technology by the start of next year. At least that was their plan that they told me when I worked there, but I don't work there anymore. And anyway, it's crazy. So we're going there. And so anyway, I was hearing too, by the time Pluto is at the end of going through Aquarius, like all those any job that's replaceable with a robot will be replaced with a robot. So just get ready for that. The next 20 years or so, I don't know, it might take longer because with retrogrades factored in, I don't know how long it's going to be that Pluto's in Aquarius, but it's going to transform everything Aquarian. So get ready for like even more Aquarian society coming. So anyway, back to the actor-based reality shit with Alex Jones. I had to mention, or not Alex Jones, I already talked about him, fucking Quantum of Conscience, because, so Quantum of Conscience, yeah, isn't it sketchy that he was on Fox News and he called in the Alex Jones show? That's a track record that brings some fucking red flags, but it doesn't, okay, here's where I'm at. And this whole fucking thing, this whole conspiracy study and the whole fraud and the whole fucking corrupt fake system and the actor-based reality, we're just at a point where we have to accept that we have been getting information from people who are quote-unquote in on it and inside and are playing these roles and disseminating this information down to us. And for some reason, it's how it works. Like, we get some of our information from the so-called enemy or the corrupt, like, it is weird, or the Illuminati, or whatever the fuck it is that trickles this fucking information down. For some reason, they allow us, or they give us this to awaken us, but, like, it's not just, I don't think that I'm not trying to give them all the credit and everything, but, like, there's something to it, where it's like, you know, so many of these fucking truther, researcher people and shit, and people on YouTube. And then back to the older days with David Icke and all that. I mean, David Icke was fucking a sports anchor or something, or what do you call that? A sports reporter on BBC or something like that. Like, I mean, come on, how fucking sketchy is that? They're still like fraud. They were in the system. All of them are from the system. Now, okay, hold on. I'm not saying everybody who does stuff like this is of the system or from the system, and I'm not even saying that Quantum of Conscience is. I'm just saying, like, you have to see those things and be like, you can't deny that that's fishy. But even if it's somehow genuine, you just so happen to be, and they just so happen to allow real people to call in and real people to fucking be interviewed on Fox News. I mean, to a degree, I know that probably do, but it is fishy. But at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter to me. It's like, it really, I mean, I guess I can say it does matter, but if you know this stuff, because anyone we're listening to could be one of those agents or something, and agents of the shadow government. Any of them could be. And at the end of the day, it's just like, it's another fucking dumb thing to quit fucking worrying about. Who gives a shit? Does that have anything to do with you realizing your true purpose and aligning with your higher self and all that shit? No, fucking. I mean, the only way. Just remember that this type of research and this type of looking into this stuff, it isn't. Don't get lost and caught up in it. It's just a means to helping you find yourself, but don't remember that finding yourself is the actual purpose. It's not about this shit. It's not about getting lost in the illusions of this world, which, looking at how everything, this is bullshit and that's bullshit, and investigating how everything's fake is it's investigating how everything's an illusion. That's another fucking illusion. You just got caught up and wasting your time fucking inspecting everything outside of yourself. So, yeah, I think I covered all the topics that I wanted to talk about, and it was a pretty good rambling, I think. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I did hear another thing recently. I listen to a lot of astrology people, and they put out, they'll say some things that I don't know where the information came from, but I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I don't know where you heard it, but I guess I'll say it because I heard this. If anybody else has any info on it, let me know. I gotta, and just to remind myself to research it. But so we just had the eclipses recently, and I heard some astrologers say that we went through it was like we went through 10 years worth of karma, or cleansed out 10 years worth of karma within 2 weeks or something like that. I'm like, whoa, what? So if anybody's heard anything about that, or how the eclipses do that, or anything like that, let me know. That's really interesting information I want to know more about. And yeah, that's about it, I think, for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.